Peace. We back. Um, got some things we want to talk about. Let me see what's going on with YouTube. Give me a second. All right, we good. Let me see. I'd be scared to do the invites. I'd be scared it's gonna freeze frame. But it is what it is. I'm gonna just keep it moving. Give me a few seconds. Try to get people in here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it moving. What I wanted to talk about today is, yeah, see, I knew that was gonna happen. Give me a second, y'all. Trying to get this right. Yo, that's a long freeze. Yo, give me a second. Goodness. Let me see. Is my camera on? Background gone. Let me see something. Give me a second. Yeah, my background gone. Whatever. All right. Let me see. Could I get my questions? All right, there we go. I'm gonna start off with these questions, and hopefully somebody get in. If they don't, they don't. I can't miss 2 days straight. I mean, not straight, but 2 days in a week. All right. this is an idea I'm gonna talk about. I know a lot of y'all don't know what posting mean, but we should be able to do it in boxing. You put your hand out in front of you. You use it. I'm gonna give it to you this way. Extend your hand, your lead hand, and you control the distance. Frame on the opponent. Partially obscure their vision. Set up shots behind it. That's real boxing. Let me break it down. What posting actually does in real boxing is distance control. Posting creates a physical barrier. If I can't touch you, you can't hit me without stepping through my frame. Because you don't build the frame, got your hand out here, they got to go through that. Unless you got short arms, but they gotta step in to make contact. Think about elite boxers use it. Floyd used it to manage range and disrupt rhythm. Vladimir Klitschko used the stiff arm to dominate distance. Andre Ward uses framing and tight, Andre Ward uses a certain way. Shakur Stevenson uses it as a defensive probe. It's not flashy, it's controlling. Vision disruption. You're not blinding someone permanently, but you absolutely can obscure their sight line. Block their dominant eye angle. Force them to reset before punching. Make them hesitate. That's the main thing about boxing that nobody knows. You got to do things to make your opponent reset. Because when they reset, they're not going to get power off them punches if they don't reset. It's going to be very basic and no power to the punch because they're throwing it almost off balance. In a video game, they should slightly reduce opponent's reaction window, reduce punch accuracy, increase feint effectiveness. Subtle, not arcade. Framing in close quarters. In close range, posting becomes a frame. Hand on shoulder, gloves across face, inside control. That opens uppercuts, short hooks, angle exits. This is something most boxing games completely ignore. Why it should work in a realistic boxing game? Control input. Hold lead hand button or stick. Instead of auto guard or idle animation, the boxer extend lead hand. Maintain light stamina drain. Enters posting state. Posting state mechanics. Distant modifier. Extended effective range by small margin. Slightly reduces incoming lunge speed from opponent. Vision interference meter. If gloves overlap opponent's head hitbox, reaction delay +2 to +5. Accuracy penalty minor. No arcade blindness nonsense. AI interaction. AI tendencies that matter. Post usage frequency. Respect framing levels. Slap post reaction speed. Slip under aggression. High IQ boxers parry the post. Swat it down. Slip inside. Counter over it. Low IQ pressure boxers walk into it, eat check hooks. Now the fight feels different depending on archetypes. I got a lot. I'm just reading y'all some of the stuff. If y'all want to, this is will be on my blog. Just go and check it out. Let me see who came in here while I was reading that. Let me see. What's up, Leafy? Salute. What's up, Leafy? Appreciate you coming through. I know I got a late start today. I was doing some running around taking care of business. Let me see. Yeah, I want to talk about some of the stuff that I've been posting on my blog. And it's from my understanding, somebody told me I have to talk. Excuse me. I should be talking about it on my show. I should be talking about it on my show. It gets more attention from the fans. You see how the fans think about it, and you see the developers in the gaming industry, because they do watch the show. They get to see how fans interact with the ideas. All right. Episode 154. Do fans actually want this in a boxing game? And when I say what do fans really want this in a boxing game, I'm talking about what the heck was the topic? All right. Do fans want this in a boxing game, at least as an option? Do not just visually, not just cosmetically, but structurally, systematically, historically, politically, financially, emotionally, at least as an option? What do we want by belts matters? This is a topic that people argue about in real life. This is a topic that people argue about in real life, and I think this fits in a game. This fits in a video game more than it fits in real life. For some, what do we mean by belts matter? When I say belts matter, I don't mean a generic championship icon, a single unified world title, or a simplified ladder system. I mean multiple sanctioning bodies, regional belts, intercontinental belts, national belts, diamond belts, franchise belts, intern belts, mandatory challenger belts, political rankings, corrupt decisions, sanctioning fees, new organizations entering the ecosystem. The ecosystem. We don't have that in a career mode. We should be able to create the career mode we want. We could say, hey, we don't want all these belts in the career mode. Or you could be like, yeah, we want more belts in the career mode. It should be up to you as a fan. It brings in more people. The fan base that some people think doesn't exist. Casual fans like stuff like that. Some hardcore fans too. That's not super hardcore. All right, the full ecosystem becomes that's boxing. And the question is, do fans want that in a boxing video game, or are we pretending they don't? Do fans want that in a video game, or are we pretending they don't? Real world examples. Look how belts shape narratives in real boxing. You got World Boxing Council, WBC, World Boxing Association, WBA, International Boxing Federation, IBF, World Boxing Organization, WBO. 4 major titles, different rankings, different politics, different mandatory rules, different histories, and fans debate them constantly. Who's the real champion? Who ducked who? Who avoided the mandatory? Who vacated? That chaos creates stories. That chaos creates stories. So again, do fans want that in a video game? The career mode question. Imagine this. You start in career mode. You don't fight your way to one world championship status. You choose how many organizations exist in your universe. Whether intern belts are active, whether new sanctioning bodies can appear, whether political influence rankings, politics influence rankings, whether mandatory challenges are enforced, whether corruption can happen. And if you don't want that death, turn it off. Simplify it. Make it arcade clean. Make it arcade clean. Yeah, I said, hold up, Poe. Hold up. Hold up, Poe. Back up. You said arcade. Yeah, options. I keep telling y'all I'm for options. I'm not trying to push anybody out of experience a boxing game. That person might play an arcade the mode, and then eventually say, let me creep over into the other modes. That's how it always happens. It teaches that boxing game can teach people to come from a casual and turn into a hardcore. It happens a lot. All right. But if you do want realism, it's there. That's the question. Why can't it be an option? Custom belt creations. Let's go further. Why not allow custom organizations, custom belt designs, custom sanctioning rules, custom ranking algorithms, custom number of belts per weight class? You could create a retro 1950 two-belt world, a modern 4-belt era, a chaotic 8-belt universe, a Saudi-backed super organization entering mid-career, a unified global league system. Is that too much? Or is that the kind of sandbox sports gamers expect in 2026? Immersion versus simplification. People say it's just a game, but immersion is what keeps sports games alive. Look at how fans care about draft classes in football games, salary caps, free agencies, transfer windows in soccer, minor leagues in baseball. Boxing has belts. That's our ecosystem. If belts don't matter in the game, the entire sports structure collapses into win, fight, move up ladder, win title, done. That's not boxing. That's a tournament. That's not boxing. That's a tournament. Why it affects retention? Belts create long-term rivalries, political disputes, multiple fight arcs, cross-organization super fights, undisputed chases, mandatory pressure fights, vacated chaos, ranking manipulation, media controversy. That's replay value. That's YouTube content. Content creators. That's YouTube content. That's streaming content. That's fan debates. That's retention. So again, do fans want this, or are we underestimating them? Do fans want this, or are we underestimating them? The option argument. This isn't about forcing realism. This is about options. Modern sports games survive on sliders and toggles. So why not belt death? Basic, realistic, full political simulation. Why not give fans control? Why is death treated like a threat? Why is death treated like a threat? DEPTH, not DEATH. Death. The real question, if a boxing video game had a full sanctioned body ecosystem, dynamic belt politics, customizable universes, edible organizations, historical era presets, and long-term career belt narratives, will fans choose it? Will hardcore fans turn it on? Will casual fans ignore it? Will content creators build entire series around it? Will content creators build entire series around it? I think we know the answer. So here's the question I'm leaving you with. Do fans want belts to matter in a boxing video game? Not just visually, not just cosmetically, but structurally, at least as an option. Because if boxing games are supposed to represent boxing, then belts aren't decorations. They're infrastructures. And if infrastructures is missing, what exactly are we simulating? All right, let me see. I got some deep dive talking points about that. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Shout out to I'm Precisely. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. I'm doing good, Leafy. I'm doing good. Just had a long day. And I just woke up from a nap. I wish we had options today in the new UFC games in Undisputed. Yeah. That's a big wish. That's a big wish. That's why I'm trying to do this show, because let me see how many people watching. This how you could tell. And I hope y'all don't, the developers that watch my show and stuff, I hope y'all don't take me what I'm saying, because y'all not saying anything, so y'all not putting yourself in a bad predicament. But this show is to tell developers that fans want something like this. We want representation of our sport. You know, even though some of it we disagree with, but to me, being able to create belts and stuff like that, being able to have different, let's say we got 8 belts. I know it'll freak people out. But in a career mode, you just want to see how the world will play out. You want to see how that world will play out. All right, let's make it the 5 belt era, 6 belt era. One is a super belt, something like that. Have tournaments for it. That's the stuff that we want. We can build tournaments for they can have the belts. We can build our own Super 6 or Super 8 or Super 10 or Super 12, whatever. We should have them options. I think that would be revolutionary. That would be incredible. A lot of people, it'll go over a lot of people's head. They'll be angry for no apparent reason, but they'll eventually start playing. I'm 100% guaranteed they will play it. All right, deep dive. Do fans want belts to accurately matter in boxing video games? Belts are governance, not decorations. Belts represent political authority in boxing. Sanctioning bodies are regulatory power. Rankings influence matchmaking. Mandatory challengers disrupt plans. Sanctioning fees affect fighter economics. Titles can be stripped or vacated. If the game ignores this, it isn't simulating boxing ecosystem. It's simulating a tournament ladder. Ask this. All right. Are we playing boxing or are we playing fight night bracket mode? Are we playing boxing or playing fight night bracket mode? A fight night bracket mode. Bracket. All right. Multiple champions equals narrative engine. Multiple champions equal narrative engine. In boxing, there isn't just one champion. The four major sanctioning bodies: WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. They create split champions, paper champion debates, undisputed chases, unification politics, sanctioning conflicts. Multiple belts are not confusion, they are story generators. Multiple belts are not confusion, they are story generators. Without that fragmentation, you lose 50% of long-term storytelling potential. Without that fragmentation, you lose 50% of long-term story potential. See, I think about stuff. Y'all think I'm worthless in the community. The undisputed chase is a career arc. The road to undisputed is rare, difficult, politically complex, historically meaningful. In a game, does AI pursue unifications? Do organizations block cross-body fights? Can a promoter protect a champion from mandatories? Can a boxer vacate strategically? If not, the undisputed label becomes hollow, and fans know when something is hollow. Belt death equals retention mechanics. Belts introduce ranking volatility. Corrupt scorecards affect mandatory status. Injury forces interim titles. Aging champions hold divisions hostage. Sanctioning bodies, politics alter your career path. That's not fluff. That's replay value. Give me a second. Imagine streamers arguing over the WBC screwed me. They avoided the mandatory. They stripped me unfairly. That's because that becomes content. Trying to look out for everybody. Poe is trying to look out for everybody. Imagine if I was on a development team or develop my own game. It would be on and popping. Just imagine. Let me see. The option argument is unbeatable. This is the strongest logical position. Nobody is saying force this death. The structure could be belt system. Basic mode, one unified champion per division. Realistic mode, 4 major bodies. Mandatories active. Political mode, dynamic corruption. Negotiations, vacates. If someone doesn't want complexity, turn it off. But why remove death entirely? Why remove death entirely? Custom organizations equal sandbox freedom. Custom organization means sandbox freedom. Advanced mode ideas. Create new sanctioning bodies mid-career. Add super belts or diamond belts. Set number of belts per division. Create global leagues with their own ranking logic. Toggle sanctioning fees. Define mandatory enforcement strictness. This turns career mode into a world builder. And modern games love control. And modern gamers love control. Historical era presets. Preset universes. 1950 era. 2-belt major titles. Low politics. 1980s era. Fragmented sanctioning growth. Modern era. 4 major belts and interim chaos. Fictional global league era. This allows authentic nostalgia. Alternative history careers. What if simulations? That's the death without forcing complexity. Economics and belts. Belts influence money and real boxing. Sanctioning fees. Mandatory purse splits. Increase negotiation leverage. Network influence. In-game mechanics. In-game mechanics could include belt holder demanding higher purses. Sanctioning bodies charging percentage cuts. Financial pressure forcing risky fights. This ties belts to the economic system. Now belts matter beyond prestige. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. What's up, Lamont Davis? Appreciate you popping through. Leafy said, it's upsetting to me that the new combat sports games like UFC 5 and Undisputed Boxing games feel like a PlayStation 3 title. 100%. EA MMA, Fight Night Round 4, UFC, Undisputed 3 are the 3 best combat sports games ever. Everything after these titles have regressed drastically. You're right. And you know what it is? It's the fans. It's the fans not saying anything. If everybody says something in one unified voice, companies has no choice but to listen. MMA games of today don't have any depth or passion behind them to replicate the sport of MMA. Some for boxing games. AAA companies aren't doing it because it's a risk to lose their big money maker. No, to me, they're going to lose more money maker by not giving fans more options. People love options. Andrew Johnson, appreciate you coming through. Sanctioning needs money. Yeah, that's my thing, especially in a game. In a game, it should be a money system, but we also should be able to make as many sanctioning bodies as we want to. It makes for great stories and stuff. It makes for a better career mode. If that's what you want, is as an option. My thing is about options. The more options we got, the more people it would attract. I know this from experience. I gather data. I make sure I gather data about what I talk about. All right, AI behavior impact. Belts shouldn't just exist visually. AI should protect titles strategically, avoid risky unifications, take mandatories under protest, vacate to move weight classes, drop belts to chase bigger money fights. That creates organic division chaos. Without this, belts are static props. And the thing is, when I say AI, I know a lot of people when they hear the word AI, they go over the top thinking they overthink it. It's talking about the AI within the game. You want the AI to have a brain too, like kind of a brain. I know that triggers y'all too. But you want the AI to say, certain people they gotta move or they're gonna get stripped or they need to, move up in ranking. Helps the like let's say we got a 200 ranking, but we only can see 50 of them. There's the ranking has 200 people or more, but we only can see 50 of them. But we want the people to keep moving along and fighting. They move up or drop depending on their promoter. And with boxing, it depends on your promoter and management. Because you could have like 3 losses and you still moved into the top 10 or 20. So it also go with your promotion and your manager. Psychological and media layer. A psychological and media layer. Belts impact fan perceptions, legacy, Hall of Fame ranking, media narratives, game layer possibilities. Commentators reference belt lineage, historical comparisons, legacy score boost for unifications, media outrage after controversial stripping, media outrage after controversial stripping. Belts become legacy multipliers. The too complicated myth. That's what I'm gonna get pushed back on too. The too complicated myth. Push this hard. Sports gamers manage salary caps. Sports gamers manage trade logic. Sports gamers draft scouting. Sports gamers develop systems. Sports gamers transfer windows. But belts are too complicated. That argument doesn't hold. Competitive scene implications. Online modes could include belt ownership league. Online modes could include belt ownership leagues, sanctioning rule tournaments, organization-specific ranking ladders, player-run governing bodies, Belts could anchor esports structure. Instead of random matchmaking, you have title stakes. Instead of random matchmaking, you have title stakes. The identity question. Here's a powerful talking point. If belts don't matter in the game, what differentiates boxing from a generic fighting game, a tournament ladder, an arcade progression move? Belts are boxing identity. Remove them structurally, and you flatten the sport. Remove them structurally, you flatten the sport. As this would fan rather a simplified single champion system or the the option to simulate real boxing politics. And if developers are afraid of complexity, it is because fans can't handle it. I mean, is it because fans can't handle it? Or because building it takes manpower and systems design? Is it fans can't handle it, or because building it takes manpower and systems design? Yeah, let us know, developers. Let us, and don't lie. What's up, Pep? No thanks. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? I just got back from vacation.
Oh yeah, where you was at?
I was in Cuba, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you like it?
I liked it very, very well. It's just the last week before I dipped, the gas shortages was crazy and there was like long lines for like 3 days straight, like people waiting for gas to come at the gas stations. And then when they fill up the gas, then it takes about an hour for the machine to crank up. And then once it cranks up, then they start giving out gas to the people. And then at times they cut the power off from the people, and then you have to wait about an hour or two, and then they crank it up again, and you gotta get the gas while you can, kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. I think that's because of what happened with Venezuela, because they give gas, I mean oil to a lot of people. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and but then again, they a lot of times, because I'm a frequent traveler over there, they
Mm.
sometimes like to suppress that gas too, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know because I have mad family out there,
All right.
and and I've been there like multiple times, like crazy multiple times over there.
All right.
Yeah, man. So how you been holding up with the show, man? I haven't been in the area for about a month.
Well, I've been all right. I've been doing the show like every day. I think I missed one day.
Damn, you've been at it, champ, for real, man.
Yeah, man.
And people are starting to give you your flowers. All these content creators are starting to give you your flowers, dude.
Some of them dudes pushing back on me.
Yeah,
I be,
it
I
be
be
that
trying
way
to let,
sometimes.
yeah, because I be trying to tell them I know what I'm talking about. A lot of them be pushing back like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. You had to walk in order for these boys to run. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
they gotta know their place in life sometimes. Because if it wasn't for you originally, they wouldn't be talking about no damn boxing.
And they don't know how much impact certain people had with the Fight Night series.
That too.
You know?
Because a lot of these people were not around during the Fight Night series.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
100%. A lot of them.
Like about 98.9 or 99.9% of them.
Yeah. It wasn't. It really wasn't. That's what I be saying. Like when they be saying they don't even remember. I was telling them I used to get boxers to come into the forum.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Steve Cunningham, I used to bring all of them in there. But but the fans used to attack them because that was their opportunity. And he was like, he said, I ain't going back in it. But it's boxers, they want to be a part of a game development. It's just that they don't got the right people to talk for them because they don't speak the boxing language. That's why I say you got to have somebody on your team that can talk to boxers. It's easy for me to get boxers. Look how many boxers I got for round for round. We had over 200 boxers, and that was from me talking to them. I remember I talked to Clarissa Shields, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." She was talking like how she talked, but she's like, "Yeah, I'll be a part of it." And then Jamel Herring, I talked to him. I was talking to mad people, especially the older guys that we talked to, like Butterbean. Butterbean he was happy, like he was with EA.
Yeah, and I remember you guys told me that he wanted to be a part of the game as long as his kids had a free copy of the game.
Yeah, and he said a free copy of the game and a system,
Damn,
and they gave him that, but they still gave him a little bit of money.
that's amazing though, because he
Yeah,
deserves it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Win, lose or draw, he deserves it because he put his life out there on the line to compete in a brutal sport, and
yeah,
he made it happen.
yeah. He was kind of the Jake Paul of that time.
Yeah, he was, but better,
Yeah, yeah, better.
way better. Because the thing was, Butterbean did it in an era that was really, really tough, and that was the '90s era.
Yup, yup, 100%.
And you throw Jake Paul in that era, because the thing is, Jake Paul, he's a cruiserweight, and
Yup,
his power did not carry over at heavyweight
yup, 100%.
because you were a heavyweight boxer, and I've heard stories about you from a trainer that I know from here, that's from Newark, and he told me mad stories about you.
Yeah, you talking about him, the
Yeah,
guy.
Anthony Ham, who you
Yeah,
know as Raheem.
yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, man. Because I remember when he shook my hand, he's like, "Damn, you got a mean grip."
Yeah, that's a boxing thing. When you shake somebody's hand, they check out how your grip is. Cause I remember when I used to get my hands gloved up or shake somebody's hand, they be like, "Dad, man, you gonna kill somebody." I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? He said it's 100% good.
Yeah, he said the same thing about my hands, and
Yeah.
that was from like back in like when he was training at that boxing gym over there in Boca, which is called at the time Riskus, and they changed his name to ABC Boxing. But I don't know if that thing's still around
Oh,
because I haven't been there in a while. Because I know it's like across the tracks on Clipmore. That I do know.
it's crazy that you came into you showed up today because I
Yeah,
was doing a mode about belts, creating belts. We've been asking
remember
for
I talked about that,
yeah,
and I even covered that on my list
yeah, 100%.
because the thing is that's an element from pro wrestling that I
Yeah,
brought. I wanted to bring into the boxing game.
yeah. Now that makes for good content for the content creators and for the people that like that stuff. They think
Oh,
the hardcore fans don't want that. Yes, they do.
yeah, they do. Remember freaking when Act came up with Dreammaker Promotions?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god, that man off the chain.
Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying,
man.
but they're telling me that I need to do more conversations with my ideas on the podcast. I used to talk about other things, but they said no, talk about your stuff because I get developers. They come here and watch the show. They tell me
Yeah,
they
they
see,
definitely need to really freaking. I'm not gonna lie, EA did drop the ball with our list for Fight Night Champions, man.
yup,
And like when I see these little kids on TikTok, playing Fight Night Champions and stuff, and I be mentioning stuff like that we was rolling up in there and stuff, and then they like I told them about the ultimate customization list, and I said that only 2% was only used,
yup,
and they're like, "Damn, for real?" I was like, "Yeah, you could go check it out and whatever." And I want one of y'all guys to cover my list and go through it with the people and go through the everything,
yeah,
like the hairstyles, everything.
yeah. I'm gonna do that one day. Yeah, but I be telling people we gave them a list. Brizzle gave us a picture of it and everything.
I
But
remember.
he,
I
but
was
he said that they were trying to, but the story mode ate up the money and the
Yeah,
map.
that was what killed it.
Yeah, yeah, but they don't know creation mode and stuff like that. It brings in more fans.
Yeah.
and it makes for great content creators content.
Most definitely. And people could actually create that one dream match that was the big what if, the Will Chamberlain versus Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, you know, and the referee, you could like even creating referees and
That would be
creating,
crazy. A 7 foot referee
you know, like you
and push you
create,
across the ring, be like, hey, you ain't doing all that.
yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be that'd be insane. A 7 foot referee, man.
yeah. Shoot, I had a 7 foot referee in one of my boxing matches.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit was tall. Made me look like I was a midget. People like, Dad, you short. I said, no, that referee was tall. So I showed the picture of me at a fight, and the referee was like real tall. I'm like, Dad, go on. I said,
I was thinking poetic when you
what?
just mentioned that. When you was in that fight with that 7 foot referee officiating your fight, he probably was like, I want next of the winner of this fight. Oh man.
Yeah, that was crazy for me.
Yeah, that was crazy for
You
real,
know
man.
what's crazy is I was fighting somebody who was like 6'3", and the referee made him look small. I said, "Dad, going on. I didn't even when you're in the ring and your energy up, you don't notice it. But when I got outside the ring, I said, Dad, that referee was tall.
Oh my god. That referee is tall as hell.
That joker was massive.
Freaks.
Let me see. Shout out to Ghostface Gorilla. Appreciate y'all coming through. Hit the like button, please. Um, yeah, I've been doing good with my show. A lot of people give me props, but from my understanding from what the developers are saying, they can watch the show, but they can't comment or say anything because by them saying anything, even if they like the ideas, that it's like they're saying, "Hey, we're gonna do it." So they'll just watch it and be silent, but they can't like openly say nothing about it.
Damn.
Yeah,
So this is much like in the cut, kind of.
yeah. Then I found out developers can't come on shows anymore. And I'm like, Dad, I used to do it with EA. When I said Brizzle and Mike Mahar and them on my shows on the podcast.
I was there for that one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I hit him with that custom configuration, I remember you guys came back to me and told me that lit up a freaking a light bulb in their head.
Yeah, it did. I know we all had our strength in that wish list. Rainmaker had ideas that he had.
Yeah, Rain did have
Jill,
some ideas.
yeah. There's a lot of Red Sun, a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people had a lot of ideas, man. A lot.
And I tell them I come back from the IGN boards. I think I met you on the IGN boards, right?
No, I met you on the EA forums.
Well, yeah, because
That was during the time I started getting my life back together. I was going back to school and I was training at American Top Team Gym at the
okay.
same time.
Yeah, because I was like, that's where EA came and got me. He got me from the IGN boards. His name is Alan Quinto, from EA.
That I remember Alan Quinto.
Yeah, yeah, came. Yo, this is what I be telling people. I got banned from EA as a senior moderator. I was a senior moderator and I got banned.
Yeah.
And they brought me back. That was the funniest thing in the world because everybody was protesting. People
Exactly.
be thinking that their voices don't matter. How about when the buttons? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that
They took
with
away the
Fight Night Round
buttons.
4.
Yeah, and they lost a lot of money. And I told them when I came back, I said, "Yo, man, I told you, I told Anthony, and I told Rainmaker. I was telling a couple of y'all. I said, "Yo, man, they don't have buttons in the game." I said, "The game gonna fail." And y'all was like, "Yeah." Yup. And then like a week later, they said we got to put the buttons back in because the game is not selling that well. And I'm like, see, I know the community. People be acting like I be talking. I know what the community wants.
They
Like
was
I
trying to
tell
bring us
you.
back to the Atari days.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember Kudo I don't know how to say his last name, but Kudo used to talk
Yeah,
to him all the time.
I remember Kudo.
Yeah. I talked to him 2 years ago. And he said, man, you was a hard person to please. He said you was a headache to me.
Oh, man.
I laughed. He said, man, you stayed on us. He said, you stayed on us more than our bosses did. No, I just was trying to be. That's why we said I be wanting to be a part of a game company because I know what we want. And doing it this because a lot of people say, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what they could do. For one, you could research. A lot of people don't do research. You can research and see what can be done in video gaming. Everything can be done, but it's up to them. If you look it up, anything you want in real life can be implemented into a video game.
Exactly.
Plos, God named Plos, said, that was the dude with the shades. Yeah, I do. He talking about Kudo. Yeah, he was like too. He was over the top to me. He was doing too much. When we had everything like people dancing when they come out, every
Yeah.
boxer don't dance. Muhammad Ali ain't do all that extra dancing and stuff. My thing is, yeah, it should be an option if that's what you want. But Muhammad is, I felt it was disrespectful to Muhammad Ali. You got him coming out dancing to the hip hop that came out that year. We wanted, authentic representation of certain boxers. Yo, I was upset with Roy Jones for doing his own motion capture in the game because Roy now is not the Roy back in the 90s. So your character is gonna move like the Roy now. And it's okay if you have three different versions. That's why I keep saying too. We should have three different versions of boxers. Because for one, they're a small studio. You don't have other games. So you give us more options with the boxers. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second.
Go ahead.
I got 25 people that's watching it, and only like 6 of them is here. Like really like saying something. So that's them the people that shadow watching. Yeah. And I'm mad that Brizzle left EA. I think Brizzle got frustrated. I think he got frustrated because he said the last time I talked to him, he was talking about ESBC. That was when Undisputed was ESBC. He said, he said, we got a challenge now. He said, this game is gonna be incredible. He said, look at it. He said the graphics, the animations, everything. He was happy about the game. Because I asked him his opinion. And then the Joker was sad, like, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing? It's like they had the alley oop and they missed the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Big Tigger being a commentator in Fight Night Round 4, crazy.
That was terrible. He had no business being on a
Yeah,
commentator.
yeah.
It was cool for its time, but it
Yeah,
just
but even then we were still complaining about it. Like, what are y'all doing? That's where modes come in.
and then
That's
they had freaking rappers in the as boxers and stuff.
Yeah, they doing that again now.
Yeah,
Steel City doing it.
yeah, that's very very dumb. They have no business putting them in there unless they actually at least box one professional fight. Then I understand, or at
Yeah.
least did BKB or Redneck Brawl or freaking some other type shit. You know the other bare knuckle league.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I talked to these guys telling them they should be a offshoot. Like if somebody making a boxing game, the bare knuckle mode should be an option. It'll be
Exactly.
like really having that real authentic bare knuckle organization in your game.
Yeah.
And some of the guys are like, yeah, yeah, I'm with it, but nobody reaching out to them. That's why I be saying I be making business moves without being a consultant or anything because it's my passion. You know how passionate we are, and I be and I try to tell people I reach out to people, and it's people be saying that I be harassing people into talking to me. No, I reach out to these people, like developers from different companies and everything. Always did that. Like I tell them, I always did that. Reach out to boxers, their managers, all that. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, and we should be able the clinching. I was going to talk about the clinching today, but I'll say that for another day. But the clinching is very important in the boxing game. We had in an older game, so there's no excuse. But I know why they took clinching out to make everything move real fast, like an arcade game. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I hit the 1 hour mark. Yeah, I think Pat, I'm about to end this show because I hit the 1 hour mark and it's not that many people really here. So I'm gonna say whatever I was gonna say for tomorrow. You heard me, Pat?
Yeah, I heard you, man. I was letting you finish talking.
Yeah, I'm about to end the show because it's not that many people here and I don't want to just waste my voice saying stuff and look for feedback. So yeah, man, I appreciate you, man, coming through, man.
Same time.
Papanosis from the wish list mafia. He the original. He literally he made the name up. We was thinking about names and he said wish list mafia.
I always
And
come up with names for everything.
yeah, and we got in trouble for that name because it's like stop calling it wish list mafia. You making it seem like you're trying to bully us. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
There's like I like Pap. I said, Alan told me to tell you to change the name. Alan and Brizzle said change the name because
I
it
ain't
sounds
changing
like
nothing.
exactly.
I
We
told.
I was like, do we? I said, you said, Poe, don't do it. I said, all right, we ain't gonna change it. We
Yeah,
wish list.
because you have to remember, Miami came out of me on that one, so I was like, we ain't doing that, champ. We ain't
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah,
I'm not changing shit. It's like
yeah,
you remember that scene in CB4 where the CB4 was in front of the record label.
yeah.
Trust was like telling MC Gusto, why don't you change your name to Ice Cold, Ice Coffee? He's like, Ice my dick. It's MC Gusto. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man.
People in the forums, everybody respected us because I kept adding on people who had strong ideas. I was recruiting people left and right, and it kind of helped us. That's one of the reasons why Brizzle asked for that wish list. We thought they weren't going to ask for it. We thought we was wasting our time, but he asked for it. And remember what he said? He said, We could make 3 games out of this. We said, nah, we want 1 game out of that.
and we could freaking make it last as long as we wanted to.
Yeah,
We want. I wanted me personally. I wanted that boxing game to be treated as how a wrestling game has, like that longevity. Like you could play it
yeah,
years and years and years, and don't even have to think about it.
yeah. That's exactly how game development should be, because sometimes it takes you that long to make another better game.
Exactly. And the thing is, the and perfect way that you just said it. It's like we in the microwave era of gaming that it's like everything has to be rushed and they don't take too much time with it. Like the WWE series, for instance, they make a wrestling game every fucking year. When wrestling is not as popular as it used to be, they need to stop doing a wrestling game for the year. And what they should do is just make a title and just let it do its thing for 3 years, do updates and whatever the case may be to make the game better. And then for the next game, if it's gonna be the same thing more or less, but with more stuff, they should allow us to import the guys that are in the that game over to the other game, plus all the stuff that we uploaded into the cloud for like logos and all that stuff and belts
Yeah,
and shit and arenas. All should roll over to the next, so that way the downloads keep continuing just for those things that are done, rather than making it all over again. Because not everybody's gonna have all that fucking time in the world, bro.
yeah,
Let's keep it 100. Not everybody's gonna have that fucking time in the world. They're gonna have to lose their freaking job and hit the lotto in order to have all the time in the world to do some shit like that. But in all honesty, it's not gonna happen like that because we live in reality.
yeah, yeah.
And
100%.
and most of the gamers are mostly grown.
Exactly. That's what I be saying. When it comes, especially when it comes to sports gaming, the demographic is adults.
Exactly, because little kids don't be playing boxing games, and even if they are, do they even know about the sport?
Yeah,
Unless the parents put them onto the sport. That's
yeah.
it.
Facts.
Because during that time, they're gonna be focusing on freaking cartoon characters and shit like that, like X Men and Spider Man and all type of
Yeah,
shit. They're
yeah,
not gonna be
facts.
focused on sports mostly. They'll play sports, but they ain't gonna be interested in playing the sports game more than the Spider-Man game or a Fortnite game or a Mario or a Donkey Kong game or a Sonic game of that sort. You know,
Yeah,
I know because I was a kid back in the days, and I know I would play a fucking X-Men game on Nintendo and kill that shit, and I would play Contra like a motherfucking Double Dragon and
yeah,
whatnot. And that's about it. I know you got a dip for the show because he got cut out, but
yeah. Yeah. Let me give my shout outs right quick. Shout out to Papanosis from the Wishlist Mafia. Shout out to Ghostface Gorilla for coming through. Shout out for pound boxing gang, which is Leafy. Shout out to PLO 617. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out for Lamont Davis for popping in. Let me see who else came through. I'm precisely. Shout out to you for coming through. Shout out to Don D 205. He's on Instagram. No, he's not on Instagram. He got to make another account. He's on Twitter and he's on Twitch. Don D 205. And his show is at 12:22 a.m. Eastern time. 12:22 Eastern time. That's a.m. All right, until the next show, and I'm gonna leave off. Pat, you got anything you want to say?
shout outs to everybody that's been checking out the show, and shout outs to everybody that knows about the Wishlist Mafia. Hopefully, y'all could be able to, whoever be able to read our wishes, just y'all gotta do like a TikTok live going through the wish list what EA fumbled from us. So one of them
Yeah,
content creators from TikTok got to do it and check out
yeah,
everything.
yeah. It's like they scared to even talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But I
they
would like
trying
to
to
see
get.
somebody get bold to do it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. All right, so let me see. All right, Pat, I'm about to end the show. Salute, man. Appreciate you, man, coming
Salute,
through.
brother. Easy.
All right. Peace, everybody. Next show tomorrow, 6 p.m.